For sure, boss.
Good morning, everybody. We are back. It's Tuesday, the 6th of September. We are already feeling spring. But what is funny, it's warm outside, very cold inside the buildings. So yeah, I'm with G-Man. G-Man is here, a Sundowns fan. Unfortunately, the other legend, the Pirates, Chiefs, all of them are not here due to some other activities and some complications. G-Man, welcome to the show.
Thanks, Pastor. Good morning to you. And it's said that my colleagues couldn't join, but we understand that they have some other commitments that they need to attend to.
Yeah, but having you, it's enough. It's enough. First, let's start here. G-Man, you know what? I take my heads off. You know, running 90 Ks, you know, from, what is that, from Durban to Pietermaritzburg or from Pietermaritzburg to Durban?
From Pietermaritzburg to Durban.
To Durban. Yes. It's not child's play. And you know what I like? You reach the finishing line.
All right? I was doing my 6-1, yeah?
This was the 6-1.
Yeah, it was my 6-1, but it felt like it was the first one because I had some complications along the way. But anyway, I think at the end of the day, what matters is I was able to force to finish the crossing line.
Yeah. That's the spirit. That's all what you want. You want at least to finish the crossing line because the spirit, the thinking behind, it's very good. It keeps telling people that you need to continue to hold on. And then, that spirit of resilience, which is one of our R words, people should show that spirit of resilience. G-Man, it's happening in football. I saw, to be precise, on Gold Magazine, Pirates fans complaining. They say Pirates is boring. Pirates, they have below average players, your Eva Nga, Peprah, and all that. Pirates fans just complaining about Pirates. That they are not playing a very entertaining football. What's your take about this statement? I know you're a Sundowns fan, but let's look at it objectively. Is it a fact, or is it that people are angry because things are coming according to what they hope to get?
I think people are being emotional, because on the field of play, you've got two teams which are competing. And I think they've also looked at Maritzburg past results. They've been losing games under coach John Maduka, who's trying to assemble a team. They remember he's a new coach there. Results have been forthcoming. Now, I think that got into their head, most of the Pirates supporters, to say, we are going to beat this team. And when the opposite happened, they just can't believe it, that they've lost to a team that has been losing games left, right, and center. And unfortunately, such is the nature of football, that there's no therefore. And on the day, it depends who wants it the most. And I watched that game, and Maritzburg, where they gave it their all on that game, even though some Pirates fans also feel that there was some controversy regarding the penalty. But I just think that Maritzburg gave a good account of themselves on the night.
But let's look at Eva Nga and Peprah. What's your take about these two players as strikers? I personally have a problem with the two strikers. They seems not to be at the standard, we are expecting. And if I look at Eva Nga or Peprah, I look at what Sundowns is bringing in terms of the new signings. It makes these guys look, I don't know. And people are saying, why did Pirates sign foreign players who are below par? They could have got people here locally who could perform the manner even better than the two. I don't know. I'm just asking because I'm hearing what the Pirates fans are saying.
No, look, also for me, I think they are below average players, and it's even worse considering the fact that they are not local players. When I look at Eva Nga and Peprah, for me, I look at players who have got more or less similar style of play. They are not your players who are very good, mobile. It's all kind of strikers who hold the ball to bring in other players into the game. So I think you can't play both of them at the same time. That's my opinion, because the style of play, it's more or less the same, and also they rely on their physical strength. They are well built, It's not local guys. You would expect that from West African players. But I wouldn't understand the reasoning behind the coach playing both of them at the same time. And with Pirates playing that kind of fluid football, they are found wanting there, because they are not one of your quickest players. They're not one of the skillful players, in terms of first touch and all that. So you would understand Pirates players, so the Pirates supporters' frustrations, regarding the two players. But also the team doesn't have too many options, at the front, because you also have Zakhele Pasa, they who recently returned from a long-term injury. And I think the aim is really not to throw him in the deep end. It's gradually introduce him back to his level of fitness, because we know what he can do when he's fit. But unfortunately, when that happens, these two players, Eva and Peprah, they have to get opportunities which they are not using to the best to the expectations of the supporters. And I think that's where the frustration comes from.
Yes. Now, we understand that the other thing that I question about Pirates, the injuries, the medical staff, the Pirates, they can't have, because every team, to be honest, they play too many games. Injuries at Pirates, key players get injured. You see, this has been worrying me, that probably that's one department that Orlando Pirates should look at. What's happening with the injuries, And then, but the good news, we hear that Pirates has roped in Tugutugu Makanya. Still remember Tugutugu Makanya?
The former player, Joseph Makanya.
Yeah, as the head coach of their reserve team. Look, me, I'm for the local boys, former players, being brought to the fore. And then look what's happening with Benny McCarthy now in England. We saw him with Cristiano Ronaldo, and then the picture just went viral. And Amazulu had Benny McCarthy. McCarthy was prepared to coach Orlando Pirates, and it would have been a very good addition for McCarthy to coach Orlando Pirates. He's a former Pirates player. That's me. That's what I think. But nevertheless, let's look at the upcoming fixture starting today. I hope you see. This is a big one, Royal AM and Richards Bay. I'm sure you've seen what Richards Bay is. The main business. Royal AM, we've seen what they can do last year, and we see what they are doing again this year. And then what's your take about this game?
I think it's going to be a good game, obviously with goals, because both teams are scoring goals at the moment, and they are playing attacking football. Richards Bay, I listened to one of their coaches, Manuskis, who said that they want to collect as many points as they could in the first round. And I think that's exactly what is happening. They don't sit back. They take game to their supporters' beat. It's local. It's a home or away game. Basically, they're a team that's not afraid to play. So I think this will be a humdick of a game, and also Royal, they're sitting on top of the log. I would assume that players are highly motivated there. you know, after their win against Sikukuni. So they are sitting comfortable on top of the log, and that on its own should be a motivating fact. And the fact that they wouldn't want to lose to another KZN team, particularly a team that has recently been promoted. So pride will be at stake when the two teams face each other. But I think we will have a winner on this one. I'm not sure who's going to win it, but I think we'll have a winner. We'll have a winner here.
It's a local derby. It's a local derby. Now, Cape Town City and Skukune United. What's your take? Cape Town City. Mayo San, sure, the boy's good. The boy's good.
Kanye, so I'm very proud of the young man. At that age, he's carrying Cape Town City on his shoulders.
Yes.
He's not one of your well-built players to be a striker, but I think his intelligence is what separates him from the rest of the strikers. I don't see Sikukuni coming back on this one. They've been playing very well now of late. And I think this is the South African problem that we have, you know, with these teams. Ever since they played to a draw against Sundowns, they seem to have taken the foot off the pedal. You know, they've lost after that. They've lost three games, and honestly, I don't see them coming back on this one. I think Cape Town City will win this. They recently beat DSTS Galaxy. I would assume the motivation on an away game, a team which had never lost a league match before. So I think they are highly motivated going to this game. So I see Cape Town City winning this one.
You know, Cape Town City, Eric Tingler, we should commend him. He's doing a very great job. Now let's go to your game now, Chippa United. I heard him said, and meaning Sundowns, the sun flops according to him. You know, we didn't expect you guys to lose.
It's football. It's football, yeah. I think it's not going to be an easy game for Sundowns. You must also remember, Chippa United, they're not doing very well under Coach Dinklage, who's also trying to find his feet there. So, and I think they're going to give a good account of themselves. When you play Sundowns, you don't need to be motivated, you know, as a player. But I don't see Chippa beating Sundowns. Maybe the best result they could get from this game is a draw. We'll also see what happens. Sundowns also seem to be under pressure. You know, they've been inconsistent since the beginning of the season. But such is the nature of football. You can't win them all. And we also need to give praise to the opposition, because teams are also playing well against Sundowns. Yes, we can't always be saying Sundowns is inconsistent, but we also need to give the opposition to say, you know, the game plan was spot on against Sundowns. So I don't think Chippa will beat Sundowns. Like I'm saying, the best result could be a draw here, because Chippa themselves, they're not doing very well.
Yes. You know, somebody said at some point, he said, you know, we are looking at the day when Sundowns is losing games. In fact, he was referring about the triumvirate and say 3 coaches. He says, once they are winning, you won't see the crack. Once they start losing, then you start seeing the crack. That's going to test the relationship. But that's a challenge to Mamelodi Sundowns to see whether, even if they lose, and then they're going to maintain that, you know, consistency and believe that, you know what, they are a team to beat, and go forward and never be distracted, and believe that, you know what, we have 3 coaches, 2 and there's a senior coach, and 2 who are responsible for, you know, games. And yeah, let's see what's going to happen. But we also have a very big one, the Champions League coming from today, a big one in Europe. Can you see the fixture there? I think the biggest You can't see.
I can't see properly. Yeah, I can't see properly.
When I do this?
Yeah, I can see them.
You can see now.
Yes, I can see.
Today, these are today's games, all right? And then, for me, the biggest game today, I think that two, is PSG and Juventus.
Juventus.
PSG, we know the triumvirate. I see that the coach of PSG has been trying to, substitute Messi, sometimes Neymar. The previous game, Mbappe was substituted. I don't know what is he trying to do. Is he trying to send a message that no one is guaranteed? And the three guys, I don't know, he seems not to like playing the three guys simultaneously. I don't know. Sometimes he plays three of them. Sometimes he plays two. So I don't know. And Juventus, well, I don't know. What's your take? What's your take?
I think this one came too early. Yeah? It's probably a game every soccer lover would have expected, probably from the quarterfinals. But be that as it may, I think it's going to be a great game. Maybe the coach, the PSG coach, is trying to control his dressing room, by substituting one of the three superstars. We don't know the motive behind, but I would assume maybe he's trying to control his dressing room to say, I don't have anyone bigger than the team. I'm going to substitute all of you. Whether that is going to work, we don't know, because we are talking about big name players here who are also very influential in the dressing room. If they're going to be substituted, whether they're going to take that kindly or not, we don't know. Or perhaps it was a strategy to save them for this game particularly. We shall see tonight if he plays all of them, or he'll continue with his trend of playing two and substituting the other one and putting the other one. I'm looking forward to that game. And Juventus seem to be a little bit stable, in their dressing room in comparison to PSG. But however, that doesn't give them advantage, because they're playing a quality side in PSG. PSG are not over. So we would expect a humble of the game.
Then, we hear that Sevilla is playing Man City. Oh man, this young man, Haaland, Erling Haaland, the new star is born. I see this boy is gonna set the records when it comes to Golden Boot. Look, he's tall. One thing for sure, he's quick. He's strong, So it's rare to have that combination. Tall, strong, quick. Remember Chipa Masinga? You know Chipa Masinga?
Yes, I know.
Chipa was strong, tall, quick, but hey, this man, no, he's something else. He's a lightning man. When you see him shielding them with one hand as if there's no problem, and he's a clinical finisher, all right? And he's got De Bruyne, give him the ball. Not only De Bruyne, we've got Silva there, supplying the ball. We've got the young man that I like so much. What's his name? The young man is an English boy. I love him so much, that boy. I forgot his name, but I see that Pep is playing him. Foden.
Foden.
Yeah. And then at least this year, Pep is playing him, which is something else. And what I like about Haaland, he's down to earth. I'm impressed. When they interview him, not too many sentences, one sentence, done and dusted. Very short sentences, and not talk too many things. I think if it goes that way, maybe it's because his father was a footballer, so his father is there to to monitor the situation. That's very, very important.
I also think that, in the development structures, I think Elliot was properly developed at a young age. And also, you know, being taught how to handle media, like you are saying, that his questions are very short and precise. And I think as a country, that's something that we can learn and teach our players. Something which I don't think is happening in our development structures here. We're getting players wobbling all over the place. And I think it's an area that we can also focus on to help develop a player. You know, we
Now,
don't want players.
Let me help you quickly. Kaizer Chiefs is doing it.
Okay.
Kaizer Chiefs, they are having classes to train the players how to respond to the media questions. You know, Kaizer Chiefs, when it comes to branding and quality brand, they are miles ahead. They are doing it. They're doing it. The other day, I was interviewing Vina. He was telling me that at Kaizer Chiefs, if you get a yellow card, because I thought teams were not punishing players. He said, no, they are being punished at Chiefs. And they are being punished on monetary level. But it differs in terms of the transgression. Because I was saying, if players continue, there is a player who take one for the team. We understand.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
But
Yes.
there are players sometimes, hey man, you know what? We lose you. And then you create another yellow card, and then you are not playing the next game, and you are a key player. So what do you do with such players? Or you get a red card, then we end up being under pressure. You see, and then so for me, I'm happy if teams are doing that. I was very excited to hear that from Vina. I said, if you guys are doing that as Kaizer Chiefs, I'm excited. I'm real excited. And then tomorrow, there's nothing except Inter. Well, there are games anyway. When I say there's nothing, meaning the big one, as Inter and Bayern Munich.
That's also a great one. Eh?
That's a nice one. Inter and Bayern Munich. Bayern Munich are a little bit struggling this season. I don't know whether you're aware that they're number 3 on the log, because Bayern Munich, we know they're always at number 1. All right. So yeah, it's a bit of a challenge. But I like what Muller said at some point. He said, you know what, at Bayern Munich, we don't have stars. We have a team. No, in Germany. He said, in Germany, we play. It's a team sport. It's not individual stars. And then he said, that is why you have never seen many Ballon d'Or winners from Germany. And then, I agree. Germany is like that. The players, they believe in a collective position.
Teamwork.
Yeah. So I don't know what's your take about that one, Bayern Munich and Inter.
I think I'll give this one to Bayern. They know how to play this Champions League. They might not be sitting on top of the Bundesliga at the moment, but I think it's still early into the season. But based on the experience that they have on the Champions League, I'll give it to them. And in Inter also, there are no pushovers. But I don't think they're as experienced as Bayern is, in the Champions League. So I'll give this one to Bayern. And I think maybe it's a game that could give Sadio Mane an opportunity to shine at that Champions League stage with Bayern.
Sadio is doing well. He's banging goals there.
Yes,
he's doing exceptionally well. That's one of my favorite players. What I like about Sadio Mane, he's got this thing, SCB Zagutu Ubuntu, he always says, I'm not happy if my village people are hungry. What's the use of me having all this money and then when my village are hungry? If you can have a lot of people thinking that way, we will go a long way. Well, let me just touch on Barcelona. It looks like there is a problem for PK, Jordy Alba, and I saw Piol wants to advise them in terms of the game time. And I heard at one of the publications saying, Xavi said, no, he's not afraid to lose what is called Jordy Alba. He said it won't be a problem to lose him. What's your take about that kind of an approach from Xavi? Because it's like all the guys that he played with, and then he's starting to show them that I'm the boss.
I think I think he was not supposed. Maybe he's already made up his mind that they are not part of his plans going forward. You know, that statement was indirectly confirming to them to say, even if you guys want to leave, we are more than welcome to do so. He's building a new team, but I would assume that building a new team, you'd build it around players who've been there for a long time, players who understand the style of play, players who understand the culture of the team. But maybe with him, he wants a total new team. You know, having played with them before, maybe he knows certain things that we don't know as supporters. Maybe they are too powerful in the dressing room, or you know, if that they don't take his instructions correctly. We don't know. But I think his statement confirms that he's made up his mind to say, you know, if they want to leave, they can leave.
Jordy Alba is still a good player, but I think at some point he was too relaxed. You know, I saw this, you know, during that, you know, when Dr. Khumalo was still playing well for Kaizer Chiefs. That group of Dr. Khumalo and others, they were always guaranteed about the national call-up, remember? Until Jomo came in and said, no, this attitude is bad, of people being, you know, once players arrive at that level to say, you know, we are in, it's our, your Linda Telesi, you know, remember during those times. Sometimes you need somebody, because I think Jordy Alba can still contribute. Maybe it was a good wake up for him to say you can be benched, man. You're not the only one. All right. And then for me,
you know, you are right, Pastor, because you recall the guy ever since he got promoted, he's been playing there regularly without any competitor. So perhaps that got into his mind to say, you know, he owns the position. And even when he was off form, he would never try to put effort, knowing that he will still be playing in the next game.
Yes.
Also, now that we are playing this, maybe Coach Xavi said that because he wants Jordy to pull up his socks. He still wants him in the team, but it's a way of saying to him, you know, you can't afford to be complacent. You need to work to be in my team. Yes.
On the issue of PK, I think they are preparing to bring Lionel Messi. Remember, the relationship between PK and Messi has just deteriorated because Messi blames him for his departure at Barcelona. So remember, Xavi has already said they're interested in bringing him in, including Laporta. But Laporta said, I need to respect PSG. So maybe that is why they are quiet. And that is why maybe Messi says, you know what, I'll decide after the World Cup. And if you ask me, I wish Messi leaves PSG. And funny enough, now they love him in France all of a sudden. They talk about him now and again. They talk nicely. And I've seen something that I thought people were not seeing. A lot of people are starting to see that Mbappe is jealousy. He's jealousy of Messi. He doesn't want to pass Messi. I mean, they're coming vocal now. I listen to ESPN, Sky Sport. I hear the same sentiment. Everybody's starting to say, no, this boy's got a problem. He's got an attitudinal problem. You need to sort it out. So, but he's still very young. I'm hopeful because he's a star. Mbappe is going to be a star. We're going to see Mbappe. What do you want to say about Anthony for Man United? You know, straight from Ajax, having trained one day or so, straight to starting 11. What's your take about that? And while they're still there, Ronaldo confirmed he's going to stay with Man United now. I think it's the best decision for me.
Yeah.
Although
no, with Anthony, I think he was at the right place at the right time. You know, sometimes as a player you need that kind of a start. You know, I think he's highly motivated. He wouldn't want to take the foot off the pedal after that brilliant display against Arsenal.
So he looks like the new kid on the block. Well, there's future in football. You have Anthony, you have Erling Haaland, you have Rafinha, Tembele, who's hot and cold sometimes. Well, the old guys are going out, your Lewandowski, your Messi, your Ronaldo are going out. But it's nice to see that new boys are coming in. I've seen another player for, I think it's for no, not Villarreal. One of the Spanish league, a very good player, number 11. A youngster, very young, below 20. So there is hope, you know. And there was this player for Bayern Munich, Museka. No,
Yes.
I don't know what happened to him. I thought he was going to be something else, but I see he has just disappeared all of a sudden, you know. So, but the future is looking good. We are still going to watch beautiful football. So maybe let me move on and start now talking about something else, which is the normal story, the Messi special as usual. So I hear, while you're still there, I hear that, what is his name? Pogba's brother. This is sad, man. Pogba's brother spoke about him is having news about his brother, Paul Pogba, and say Paul Pogba is bewitching Mbappe. What's your take about that? How do you expect your brother to say this?
It's a very sensitive story, even more grabbing attention because it's coming from the younger brother, you know, of the said player. So people have got every reason to believe that that was happening because it's coming from someone who's very close to Paul Pogba. And it could be families infighting that have resulted perhaps to this, you know, people disclosing such kind of sensitive information in public, you know.
But how are you going to take it, Jimmy and your brother coming out like this? But the Pogba's lawyer says no, he's trying to extort money from Paul Pogba. In fact, apparently he asked money from Pogba, and then he asked a lot of money, but Pogba was not willing to budge. What's your take about such behavior?
Now that you bring extortion, I could believe, because I'm trying to understand the reasoning behind revealing such kind of sensitive information in public and for us to do what with that kind of information.
And you know what happened? You know what happened? Yes. Apparently, Mbappe is not even worried. He's not even thinking of suing Paul Pogba. In fact, the person who's left with the egg on the face is the brother, Paul Pogba's brother, because now I think Paul now wants to sue him, and Mbappe is not even interested. It's very sad, yeah. So it's a lesson to learn sometimes as people that, hey, we need to learn some things. I know, it's shocking. Now let's go to the Messi special, as usual. You know, I always try to have the Messi special. Are you aware that Messi is left with only one goal to catch up with Pele in terms of in terms of goal and assist? Of course, he's gonna beat that record because Messi is still playing. Sometimes maybe one will understand why, you know, Pele doesn't like Messi. I don't know whether you have noticed that.
The previous comments by him.
Yeah, yes.
There's nothing positive that he says about Messi.
Yeah, yeah.
In the always past, on a fault.
Yes.
I'm saying he's always on a fault finding mission when Messi's name is mentioned.
Yeah, yeah. I thought probably it was because that rivalry between Argentina and Brazil, but I think it's beyond that. It's beyond about the, you know, Messi's catching up on his record. That could be possible, and Messi has surpassed a number of his records. So sooner or later, I mean, the only record that Messi will never break is the winning 3 World Cup. I think that World Cup, the only person who has that chance to break that record, it could be Mbappe.
Yes,
because already has a World Cup in his, and France, they're a very compatible team, a competitive team. So the chances are Mbappe can break it. Now, these are the numbers of hat-tricks without penalties. Look at that. Look at the numbers. Aguero 10, Lewandowski 16, Suarez 21, Ronaldo 28, Messi 42. Hat-trick without penalties. This man is something. He's something.
Yeah, no, he's in a class of his own.
No, he's another person. He's a monster. You know, when you say a monster, Lionel Messi is a monster. Let's see here what's happening. Now, this is only in 2022. So far, Messi has scored 15 goals and 18 assists and 29 in 29 matches. So, I mean, I don't know what to say. And he could have scored more had Mbappe given him the ball. Not only Mbappe, I still feel even Neymar doesn't pass.
Yeah, Neymar.
Doesn't pass it. You know, the only player who, not even the only player, I think Suarez has always knew how to play with Messi. Xavi himself, Iniesta, Jordy Alba, all right. And Paredes has been telling them that, guys, you know, Lionel Messi, he wants to get the ball. If you want to see the best of him, give him the ball, you know?
Give him the ball.
And this thing of you going around and then don't pass him, you are shooting yourself in the foot. But others, especially those who are from Portugal, I don't know whether they are carrying the baton for Ronaldo. You know, it's really shocking. Now let me show you the craziest statistics. This guy is something else. He is really something else. The craziest statistics that you can get. Just check. I don't know whether you can see this. He has played 974 matches and has 772 goals and 403 assists. 10 La Liga leagues that he's got, and 8 Spanish Super Cup, and 7 Kings Cup, 4 LDC, 3 Super Cup, 3 Club World Cup, 1 Under-20 World Cup, 1 Olympic medal, 1 Copa America, 1 league, 1 Champions League, and then 1 finalist. I think this is the one that they've just won this year. And then 7 golden ball, and then 6 golden shoes, 7 times best player in La Liga, 8 Pichichi, and then 1 FIFA World Cup Ballon d'Or, and then 4 IFF. You know what? These numbers are crazy. If you look, if you look at those, these are the craziest numbers. And then let me show you the last one of the craziest stats of Lionel Messi, and then the others will do the next show on Saturday. This man is something else, but I can see this young man is getting there. Haaland, if he can hold it like this, remember Haaland is still very young, eh?
Yes.
Yeah, all right. But even Haaland won't break Messi's records. I mean, this guy has won the Olympic. I don't think Haaland will win the Olympic now. Eh? It's gone and dusted. And then 2 FIFA World Cup Dream Team, and then 13 FIFA FIPRO World 11, 11 UEFA Team of the Year, and then UEFA Ultimate Team of the Year. This man is something else. This man is something else. I don't know what to say about this. You know, I did this Messi special deliberately, G-Man. You know, when the time comes, Messi would have retired, all right? And that's what people will want to talk about him. So who would have participated in showing people why we say this man is a goat? He's a goat. And I can tell you, I'm happy that Ronaldo stayed with Man United, because I argue, I say, if Ronaldo can win the UEFA Cup, all right, they win the league, being there, all right, and then they do well, or they win the Champions League, he will win the Ballon d'Or.
Yeah, he'll definitely win it.
And if he win the UEFA, that would be one title that Messi does not have. Do you understand? Yeah, take care of the little one. I see he wants your attention, which is good. Yeah. G-Man, thank you very much. I really appreciate. Let's talk again when we do another show. Thank you very much.
Okay.
I appreciate it.
Okay, thanks a lot, Saubrey.
Sure, my brother. Thank you.
Thanks.
Hello, everybody. My name is the Saubrey Boyz Walefatshe from a TBR Solution. TBR Solution is a financial company that helps people to be financially savvy. I'm sure these days you are aware that prices are very up in terms of petrol, in terms of goods and services. Prices are very, very high. Now, these days, we are on a campaign to help those members of GPF or government employees, especially if you are 55 years old or above, and you are contemplating to resign or go on pension in 3 months' time. Give us a call or drop us a WhatsApp, then we'll call you back so that we help you to get your money expeditiously, as compared to sometimes people get their money after a long time. We will then transfer your money from GPF to Allen Gray, who we have a relationship with. And the good news is, once the money has been transferred, you will choose how much you want to earn. If you happen to pass on, your spouse will also get the same amount. Then if it happens that both of you passes on, you would have appointed or selected beneficiaries. It could either be your children or anyone else. And there's nothing like age limit that they must be 22 or below. Even if they're above 22, they'll be able to get the inheritance from you. So that's how flexible it is. And then I know that sometimes people, they worry about medical aid and all that. We also have with other partners who assist you to get a medical aid. So if you want to learn more and get more information pertaining to that, just drop us a WhatsApp. We'll therefore come back to you. I thank you.